Hello, welcome to Cinephile Entertainment. I'm a Cinephile critic, and today I'll be reviewing this film. You guys, the police has no leads. Slender Man. So, Slender Man is directed by Sullivan White and stars Joe King as Ren, Julia Golden-Tells as Haley, Annalise Bassard as Katie, and Jazz Sinclair as Chloe. So Slenderman. So Slenderman is a film about this entity, this demon. Basically, if you summon it, comes alive and goes after you. It's kind of like, the Pied Piper. This myth goes after seeking youth and children. So he's tall as like a 20-foot or a 30-foot tree, and he has this like white face. He kind of has like spider arms. Sometimes it looks like octopus because the way how it floats, but it's kind of like spider. He moves like a spider. So at school they meet a group of boys that they know. So later on that day in the evening, the girls get together and they have like a girls' night. And one of the girls revealed what the boys were doing, which was they were going to summon a Slenderman. So what they end up doing is the girls end up going and performing the ritual first. So what happens then is after they do it, one of the girls go missing. And then they start freaking out. They basically get deeper and deeper into this whole ritual until, Slenderman then comes for every single one of those girls that participated in it. That is kind of like what this film is. One of the things I will say about this film is the way how it's directed. This film is actually directed quite decently. I like the way how the imagery was when they were filming the summoning. Is when they clicked on a video for the summoning, you had a bird's eye view of the forest. You're taken to the forest, then you're taken back to the girls, then it goes deeper into the forest, then you're taken back to those girls, and then it goes to a tree and it's taken back to the girls. And within those times, those when you hear the chimes. So I thought that was done very well. I felt that the whole shadows and the lighting in this film, for the most part, I would say 60% was actually done very well. The other 40% was garbage, absolutely garbage. And that's down to the cliche. And I'm going to speak on those cliches in a moment. So there was a few things that this film's done actually quite well. The acting actually in this film was pretty decent. Usually in films like this, when it comes to the acting is horrifically bad, just as the horror itself. But in this film, the acting by these girls, I felt they pulled it off for the most part. I think Ren is probably the best actress and Haley in this particular film. Coming to the parts that I cannot stand and what really let this film down, one of it is that 40% of lighting. Everything takes place in the dark apart from when they are at school, which they're at school very few times in this particular film. You hear noises. If you hear noise and your room is dimly lit and the rest of your house is in darkness, you are not going to go downstairs and look within your house in the dark. You are going to turn on the light and you are going to see what is happening. No one goes in the house when they are hearing noises, not turn on the lights. This is your house. Why don't you turn on the lights? That is one of the things that I can't stand about the cliches that they have in horror films. And this is one of them. People can't seem to find the light. There's no transportation. These girls teleport for their location. There's no sense of travel in this particular film. People go from school, they just appear there. They go to their friend's house, they appear there. You may see them walking. There's no method of transportation, nothing. So they just appear in a particular scene. This is the thing, they all don't live near each other. It's established that they don't live near each other. Parents are not taking them to their friend's house. You don't see them driving. You don't see them going on no bus. You see them walking, but they're not walking everywhere. So how are they arriving at their destination? Other thing that's really irritating about this film as well is the actual story. The story has geishas, huge gaps and holes in this particular story. Well, one of the things teenagers are, they're very skeptical. They are extremely skeptical, you know, and also they are at that point as well that they know everything. So they know everything. They're not gullible. They don't believe everything that people tell them. And I find it very highly unbelievable that after they have this whole summoning party, it's not like they went to a particular place in the wood, they lit these candles, they drew these symbols, you know, and started to repeat certain things. No, this happened in their house, watching a clip, participating in that way. They are on this school trip and one of the girls got missing. And the first conclusion that these girls come up with is that it's Slenderman. This is the first conclusion that these skeptical 16, 17-year-olds come up with. I'm sorry, that is utter BS. If one of your friends go missing and you had a summoning, it's not going to be, oh, it's Slenderman. Especially since she has a drunken father, she's always wanted to run away. You know, she's always spoken about it to you. The second thing that really irritates me about this film is there is no type of investigation in this film about what happened to this girl. This girl is just missing and that's it. What then transpires is her friend, again, at nighttime, because everything in this film happens at night. Her friend, at nighttime, the friend that is missing's house, sneaks into the house while the drunken father is there, because they couldn't do this in the daytime, even though they know the back door is always unlocked. Anyway, as I said, it doesn't make sense. Sneaks into the house. They have not taken her laptop. Somehow, with all the professional people that come and look at the house and look at the room and everything else, they missed the laptop. They missed the laptop. So when her friends go, they see the laptop, they take the laptop. Slenderman predates technology. So why would he use video cameras and phone cameras in order to scare you, to take you? Like, old-fashioned haunting your dreams work. You know, being that paradox of what you don't know what's real and what's reality, that works still. So why he is infecting technology to scare you, I don't get it. Not every ghost story deserves its own film. And I feel that this is with Slenderman. I think Slenderman's a film that, you know, it's fine as an oral, scary story. You know, you're around a bonfire, you know, you're camping, and someone tells you about this, you know, Slenderman. Then, you know, yeah, that, you know, it will have more impact there. As a film, it doesn't, because Slenderman is a type of entity that doesn't work on screen. Regardless of that, this film is directed very well. It's directed a lot better than I would have thought it would have been directed. Plot holes in this film is just too much that it brings the film down, and the cliches in this film bring the film down a lot. This is why I'm going to be rating this film as feeling blue. I don't understand why it got made. It doesn't make sense for the most part. It's not as bad as, you know, I wouldn't say, oh, you know, it's snooze fest, even though I wanted to give it that. But I have to be fair. The atmosphere in this film, for the most part, is good. The building the atmosphere, the increase in tension. The cinematography in this film is like, okay. It is not necessarily a bad film. I think this film is more for the teen market. They're probably going to get the most enjoyment out of this. Everyone else is just not going to see the point. So that's my review on this film. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Let's get this conversation started. I want to know. And thank you for watching my review. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe at the bottom. If you're thinking, darling, I'll come back and check you out. Then hopefully I'll see you again. And remember, until next time, keep safe. Bye.